Today on Running to Him.
Garbage in equals garbage out. Today's reading is James chapter 4, and we'll be concentrating on verses 1 through 4. James 4, 1 through 4 says, "What is the source of your quarrels and conflicts among you? Is not the source your pleasures that wage war in your members? You lust and do not have, so you commit murder. You are envious and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel. You do not have because you do not ask, and you ask and do not receive because you ask with the wrong motives, so that you may spend it on your pleasures. You adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is hostility toward God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God." Now, James has a way of cutting through the trash and getting to the point concisely. I have an acquaintance who is British, and he tells the story of growing up. He once complained to his mother about the length of the minister's sermons. He said to her that his sermons would be, quote, "Good people, you know what to do, now go and do it," close quote. And his mother responded, "Ah, Timothy, but would you tell them how?" James points out people's problems and tells them how to solve them. The problem and the solution is garbage in produces garbage out, and drawing near to God produces purity in our lives. But this is the real issue if we keep putting garbage into our system, is what we will get out of it is garbage. Do we have to wonder why those who fill our churches are so confused? Do we have to wonder why politicians advocate for sin and then give the excuse that they are personally against it, but they will not place their values on others? The last sentence in verse 4 reads, "Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God." If we make ourselves to be world-friendly, we are an enemy of God. And I fear that we have become God's enemies through demonstrating what we love. When the Christians of the first 3 centuries committed themselves to God through Christ, they were possibly signing their death warrant. The government of Rome at times would persecute Christians in the hopes that they would deny Christ and then be used as a propaganda tool by the state. If someone did recant their confession, they would be considered an outcast by the church. After the Edict of Milan in 311 AD, some of those outcasts attempted to return to the church and were met with severe opposition from those who suffered torture and abuse, but did not renounce their faith. Eventually, a process was developed to readmit them to the church, but the readmittance was a long process. We need just a word about a church-run state or a state-run church. This type of church organization always leads to a weak, emaciated church. The most vibrant churches are those which follow Christ and not the government.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.